Increasing the number of healthy habits that you have in your daily routine will help you get to where you want to be. Welcome back to the Power of Healthy Habits, where small changes can lead to huge transformations in your lifestyle. Black man, what's up? Welcome back. If you're here for the first time, welcome for the first time. And if you're returning, appreciate you for coming back. Please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't yet. Before we get into it, fellas, are you eating too much? Are you aware of the fact that you could be eating too much? Or maybe are you just eating too much at one time? Today, we're going to talk a little bit about portion control and some of the benefits of making sure you have something as simple as a measuring cup when you eat or prepare your meals. A lot of us don't have a food problem. Sometimes it's just the portion. For example, you can eat healthy food and still gain weight, and you can avoid junk food and still have elevated blood pressure. So sometimes it's not that we're eating the wrong foods. At times it could be that we're just eating too much food in general. If you're like most people, you may be too busy with life, work, job, maybe even commuting. Just the time that you have in traffic doesn't allow you to meal prep or think about the size and volume of foods that you're eating, especially if you're eating on the go. Maybe you don't have the time to count calories, participate in extreme diets, or you don't want to be on medication. All of that is understandable. What it could come down to is just understanding what it is that your body needs. Let's talk about why understanding portion sizes matters. Number one thing, it can help control your blood pressure. When we eat large portions, especially salty foods, our body retains more water, our blood volume increases, and our blood pressure increases. Smaller portions mean less sodium, less stress on your heart, more stable blood pressure readings, and that's important, especially for anyone who's eating on the go. Smaller portion sizes prevents slow weight gain. Most men don't gain 30 pounds overnight. It's 200 to 300 extra calories a day. That's 1 cup of extra rice, a large pour of juice, a heavy hand with pasta. Portion awareness stops and slows that creep. In addition to that, you have improved energy levels. Big portions can lead to big sugar spikes and then the crash. Smaller, balanced portions and allow you to have a steady energy level without having the afternoon slump, no heavy sleepy feelings after meals, and you just have an overall well-balanced day. This also teaches discipline without restriction. You don't have to eliminate your favorite foods, you just control how much you consume. That builds discipline without feeling deprived. Now, most of us are accustomed to eyeballing our portion size. If you invest in perhaps a graduated cylinder where you can see the graduations of different measurements based on what you're pouring, this one particularly measures by volume of cups and milliliters, and it also measures by weight of specific foods such as sugar, flour, and rice. You can also purchase a cup. I would recommend purchasing 1 measured cup size and a 1/4 cup size. That way, if you want to measure something that's less than a cup size, you'll have a 1/4 cup. And then if you wanted to have a 1/2 cup, you just use 2 of those, etc., so on and so forth. If you just measure how much you normally pour into a glass, let's say, for example, if you're having a soft drink like Coca-Cola and you're just using a standard size glass, but you don't really know what the serving size is of that glass, you could be consuming more than 1 serving size. Another example of this is taking just a can. We know the cans are typically somewhere around 12 ounces. 12 ounces depending on where you are in the world and what the calorie or sugar level content is of the beverage you're drinking, could be more or greater than a serving size. Now, I'm not suggesting that you carry a measuring cup with you everywhere you go. What I am suggesting is having it available at home when you're measuring out what you're preparing to cook and what you're preparing to eat. Over time, you'll become accustomed to understanding and being more accurate with visually measuring out what portion size you should have. For example, one serving size of rice is approximately half or 1 cup. This is 1 cup. One serving size of pasta is usually 1 cup. One serving size of cereal is usually 1 cup, which is usually much less than what you pour in your bowl. Now, if you know that you're more than likely pouring more than 1 serving size, that's just how easy it is to overeat and how easy it is for your weight or blood pressure to creep up. Now, sometimes serving sizes confuse people because what's printed on a package could have more than 1 serving size in it, but oftentimes we just eat the entire package of potato chips, for example. And if you're eating 2 to 3 serving sizes because it came in 1 container or 1 package, then again, that's just how easy you could be overeating or over-consuming calories that lead to increased weight gain or increased blood pressure. Restaurant portion sizes are almost always larger than a serving size, and that really could depend on where you are in the world as well. If you go to Europe, for example, many times, if you just take McDonald's as an example, the sizes are just smaller. Those differences are more of a cultural difference. If you live in the United States, more than likely the serving size is not equivalent to the portion size that you're given at a restaurant. You can also overeat on healthy foods. For example, peanuts. Peanuts are a healthy food. If you just love to snack on peanuts, you can overconsume on peanuts as well. If those peanuts or whatever that snack is are processed, meaning it's not a raw natural food, it has perhaps been heated or salted or in some other way processed, then you could be compounding the impact of overeating with having too much sodium and or other processed flavorings. Now let's talk realistic expectations. If you start monitoring and measuring your portion sizes, you might in the first week begin to realize that you may feel a little bit lighter. Maybe you don't feel sleepy after every meal, depending on what you're consuming. And over time, maybe between 2 to 4 weeks, you'll begin to see other small changes, perhaps maybe in how your clothes fit, maybe even what your blood pressure measurements are. This is a gradual change. It's not something that'll happen overnight. And given that you'll probably be eating the same foods, depending on what those foods are, those changes may take more time. Now, if you're eating healthier foods that support weight loss and decreasing your blood pressure, then the likelihood of it taking more time to see those changes decreases. So portion control directly impacts your weight, sodium intake, perhaps insulin levels, and your blood pressure. So if you're serious about controlling your blood pressure naturally, track just these 2 things, your portion sizes and your blood pressure. Having the data will empower you to know what's impacting your health. To make this achievable, you can begin by purchasing some type of measuring cup and just measure one of the foods that you eat per day, whether it's cereal, fruit, a carb, or meat. Or you can also incorporate using a smaller plate, something that is more like what your average portion sizes should be. Because let's be honest, when we have a plate, we want to fill it up. Fellas, having great health isn't about extreme diets. It's about making small, healthy decisions on a daily basis. That's why I love to talk about healthy habits. So as you incorporate more healthy habits, just starting where you are, your ability to impact your blood pressure, your weight, and your cholesterol perhaps in a positive direction increases. Don't make it more difficult than it has to be. Keep it simple. This segment was proudly sponsored by ABOB, also known as ABOB. ABOB is committed to empowering our people by reconnecting us with the strength, resilience, and legacy of our heritage. ABOB is a call to action, a reminder that the world is always better on our culture, our creativity, and our resilience. Remember that, it's time to do the same.